Hey, I'm Julie. Are you ready for 2022? Because it's coming. And I want to talk to you really briefly today about how can you make sure, basically, guarantee that you're ready for 2022. There's four ways that you're going to be able to do this. Number one, I want you to create a wealth target for 2022. What is a wealth target? It's basically a numerical number that you want to achieve this next year. Now, you're going to create this wealth target and then you're going to break it down into like quarterly targets. Because the reality is, if you create a wealth target for 2022, most of us won't even start to think and panic about it until September. That's not going to work. That's not going to help you reach your goals. So we want to create it and then break it down so that each quarter you have a target that you're reaching for. Okay. Now, a couple of caveats. Do you have an inner conflict about your target that you're creating? What would that be? An inner conflict could be something in regards to like, I've never done this before. I'm setting this goal. I've never been able to achieve this particular goal. What if I don't achieve this goal? I've never made a goal. Maybe I shouldn't set my goal so high. That's an inner conflict. If you're having that inner conflict, then that's going to sabotage your results. Here's another inner conflict. I'm going to make $6 billion next year. And you've only made 1,000. That's an inner conflict too, because your body knows that you're not going to make 6 billion. So we have to make these things. Number one, on the backside, you got to make that 6 billion, make it realistic, but set it high enough that you can't achieve it on your own. All right. Because we always want to set goals high enough that it's something that we can't achieve on our own, so that we're taking the action to go higher. And then we know that it's impossible when you set the high goals. Like if you're like, I'm going to get to six figures, it's impossible. Maybe it's hard, but if you only get to 80, then you're not disappointed. You're like, wow, I did 80. Do you see how that works? So but both of those are inner conflicts, like fear that you'll be a failure, fear that you won't make it, yet you're trying to set these goals or setting them too high. So what I want you to do though, is I want you to give yourself permission to go into the marketplace and to invest in yourself. Now, I mean it, nobody achieves their top level goals, their wealth target each year on their own. I don't care what they tell you. They don't do it. And like even A-list actors have coaches. Even top 7 and 8 figure earners. I know somebody who just made 5 million last year. He has a coach. So everybody has coaches. Coaches are super valuable because they can see things that you can't see inside of the business. And number two, they have experience that you don't have that you want to have. And so it helps accelerate your time. And it doesn't and you don't go as slow into the process. So give yourself permission to go into the marketplace and invest in yourself. Okay? Because when you invest in yourself, then you're going to be able to achieve the goals that you desire, because you're going to have a skill set that takes you there. Because what's the difference between somebody who makes $15 an hour versus somebody who makes 500 a year, 500,000 a year, right? So what's that difference? It's skill. That's it. The person who's making the 500K a year, they've taken the time to get a skill that people need, that somebody needs, that a company needs. And because of that skill, they're paid for the skill. So give yourself permission to go into the marketplace and invest in yourself. All right? That's what you want to do. Now, I want you to also take the goals that your wealth target for 2022, and I want you to integrate that into different areas of your life. When we integrate it into different areas of our life, then that makes it easier to achieve our goals. So for example, when I hit target XYZ, my kids are going to be able to do ABC. Makes sense? And I'll also be able to do this over here, right? So I want you to make sure that you're integrating your goals into your life. As many targets as you can integrate into your life, the more realistic it is that you're going to take action that's going to take you to where you want to be. Okay? So right now, you can pause the video, take just a quick moment, sit down, write out your overall goal, and then like break that down and like operate into it backwards and say, well, gosh, first quarter, then I might do this. And then Second quarter, I'll have more momentum. So that's my next goal. Third quarter, I'll have even more momentum. That'll be my third goal, right? And then you're going to take those goals and say, when I achieve this goal, I'm going to here. Now, when we talk about, and this is a little bit of an extra side note, but your goal and your potential, I want you to reward yourself according to the potential of what that goal will bring you. All right? So don't be afraid. Like I said, well, when I hit XYZ goal, I'm going to go out and buy a Tesla. So I did. You see what I'm saying? Like reward yourself. So many times we think we're not going to, I'm just going to take care of my kids. Well, you know what? Your kids someday leave. Okay? So take care of yourself. You are the only person that you have. Put on your oxygen mask first and love yourself enough to take care of yourself. So, all that to say, number one is create a wealth target for 2022. Number two, saved money is lazy money. So the problem when you save money is that we create this buffer for ourselves. You're like, wait, why is that a problem? Well, let me tell you why it's a problem. Because when you have a buffer, it's easy to become complacent and not do anything. Because the reality is, when your back is up against a wall, you're going to do things that you wouldn't normally do. You're going to take action like you would not normally take action. And if you have saved money and you know you can fall back on it, you're going to be like, you know what? I'm going to work slower today. I'm going to go do the laundry. I'm going to get distracted with the chit chat on my girlfriend. I'm just going to check my text. Oh, I am on Instagram. You see what I'm saying? No, better yet, I'm on TikTok. But listen, the stupidest thing we can do with money is hang on to it. Because you all know that $100 in your pocket today is, back in 2019, is only worth $90 today. You all know that if you try to buy a car now, the price has gone up. It's gone up by like $10,000, $15,000 a car. Like, so if you're saving money, money is going to make you lazy. Safe makes us lazy. A lot of times inside of this industry and inside of your business, we're like, well, if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. So we're willing to do things that, if it happens, it happens. We need to act like every single day is the most important day for our business and put forth the effort into that like it matters. Okay? So the reality is, not just our country, many countries are printing money left and right. Value is going down. Why would you hang on to something that they're printing more and more and more of? Because the value is just actually going down. Put your money where it works for you. And the best place to put your money right now is in your business. It absolutely is. Put it into your business and then consider taking your business online. Have you considered taking your business online? You might be like, I am. Like, I'm messaging people. I'm going into groups. I'm making posts. That's not what I'm talking about. When I talk about taking your business online, I'm talking about like, what is Disney doing? What's Target doing? Like, what's Chipotle doing? Like, what are they doing? What is your local boutique doing? Those are the types of things. What do online boutiques do? Those are the types of strategies that we need to apply back into your business. You see, you can't, and that's probably for another live, but we need to have a business that we understand is scalable, that will take us to the place that we want it to be. Like, we need to be able to take our business to the bank and get a loan off of it because it's so consistently bringing revenue, because you know exactly how to get enough leads to talk to, and you know what to say to them, because it's a certain type of people that's always coming through. And it's just like, it's just normal. Like, oh, I'm always helping nurses start businesses, so this is really easy because I do it all the time. Makes sense? So we want to put your money into you, invest it into you, so that you can get the skill to level up your business and truly have a business that's online, that's using real marketing, digital social marketing strategies. Okay? Have you ever thought about that? Let me know. Number 3, in order to achieve your wealth target for 2022, I want you to cut out all the things that are competing for your interest. I know. I want you to jealously guard your heart. I want you to guard what's important for you. And for me personally, It's my family, not necessarily in this order, but it's my family, it's my relationship with God, and it's my business. These are the things that I'm called to. This is my purpose that I'm called to. What is your purpose that you're called to? I'm pretty sure it's business or you wouldn't be here, right? So, what do I personally do with my downtime? I do business. What do I do to decompress? I read an article about business, watch a video about business. And, maybe that's not you, and that's okay, but we literally have to cut out those things that are competing for our attention and they're not adding to our purpose. We cannot say yes to so many things and then wonder why we can't leverage the one thing that we actually want to leverage, which is our business. So we push ourselves through life and we try to become successful and we can't get there because we're distracted. And the things that we said yes to that aren't serving us in our goals and our purpose, they're like, we're saying yes to them and they're robbing us of our future. Because one of the most powerful words in the English language is no. Why is it? Why is it so powerful? Because it's actually a complete sentence. So when somebody's asking you to volunteer and you have to ask yourself, does this align with my purpose? When they want you to just, would you just come and help this little event? Does it align with your purpose? Because we are called to fulfill our purpose. And if our purpose is to help other people who are bound to become more independent and financially free, if it's our purpose to help educate people so that they can get into solutions for the biggest problem that's keeping them up, whether it's weight issues, like think about this, like weight issues or not sleeping, like whatever that is, if we choose to allow ourselves to become distracted, then we're literally saying, my client that I'm supposed to be helping doesn't have as much value to me as volunteering right now. And we're misaligned and we're whopper jawed. And that's a lot of times the problems as to what's causing our business not to get started, not to get to the place where we want it to be. You see, many times we say yes because we think it's going to be fun, totally in, right? Or we don't want to have people think poorly of us. Like, really, I don't, like, what are they going to think about me? Like, we don't think it out loud, but subconsciously we're thinking this. And so we completely will throw out our purpose. We'll just throw it out the window in order to save face. What are you called to? What is your purpose in life? Make sure that you guard it with everything that you have, because he who has wealth or she who has wealth is the one that gets to bless the most people. They're the one that gets to set direction when people need direction set. They're the one that gets to influence people's lives. I tell my daughters when they were growing up, he who pays wins. It's just the reality. The people who are employing you, they win. They tell you when to show up, how much you're worth, when to go home, when you get to take a break, what you have to do. They win. And you chose entrepreneurship because you're like, I see that I have greater purpose. I see that I want to help people. Guard that. Don't just ignore it. Guard it in 2022. What do you need to say no to so that you can get into a yes? You see what I'm saying? All right, final one. Number 4. I want you to write out your month-to-month goals, okay? And how are you going to get there? Now, I know we talked about this a little bit. Those are your wealth goals, but you have other goals, okay? So write out your month-to-month goals for your business. How are you going to get there? If you write out a process that you think is going to get you there, but it's not a proven process that works for you, don't write it down, okay? We sometimes will set a goal, we'll make up how we're going to get there, but it's not a proven pathway. So I don't want you to be shocked by this, but sometimes there are people that are telling you to do something and it's an outdated method. It's actually not serving you. And even if it used to serve you, it's not producing in a scalable way, so it's not serving you. Don't tell me you're going to sign up 50 people in the next 2 months when you don't even sign up 2 people a month. And if you don't even sign up the 2 or 5 people a month, how are you if you're signing up 5, how are you going to get to 25? Don't tell me you're just going to talk to more people. That's not scalable. Because if you want to bring in 15 to 20 new people every single month for the next year after year after year after year, never missing a beat. That's called being scalable. It's like you know exactly what to do. And if you don't want to sell out your time to get there, because the reality is some of you are doing things that takes you literally all day to get it done, and it's still not producing the fruit that it needs to do. So if you're going to set out a month-to-month goal, like I'm going to meet this goal in January, and then this one in February, and then March, and you're going to set out those goals. If you can't create, you need to create an action plan for each month of those goals. If your action plan is not an action plan that's worked for you in the past, don't do it. If it's worked for somebody else in the past, but it's not working for you, you need to question, is it the right method for you? Like truly my heart is to be like, wake up, business owners. Like just because it used to work doesn't mean it's always going to work. Just because we used to eat hydrogenated oil doesn't mean we always should be eating hydrogenated oil. Just because somebody tells you that it's Kraft macaroni and cheese, there's really no cheese in the macaroni. It's molecularly crushed, dehydrated, molecularly, chemically put together. You see what I'm saying? Cheetos cheese curls is not somebody grated up cheese and put them on your cheese curl. So we have to wake up and take responsibility for our own business. And so we need to make sure that if things that we're doing aren't serving us, that we choose to do something else, okay? And make sure that what you choose to do is scalable, all right? So when you set your goals, make sure that you're taking action and you're doing something that you already know is going to get you there. I do not want you to guess for your business. Guessing is never going to make your business work. It's metrically driven. You should know your metrics. Like every 10 leads, I get a sign up. Every 5 leads, I get a sign up. Every 3 leads, I get a sign up. These are what my students are getting. They know their metrics, okay? So look, if you like this type of training, I actually coach leaders such as yourself on how to get unlimited leads online. You can either click the link. It's either up above or down below, but pinned to the top or pinned down beneath, depending on what platform you're seeing this on. And I come on over to my challenge. Let me and my team show you how the top rankers are winning at their business and when they take their business online. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one.